right? Most people on Facebook, and I'm just curious. How many people here are on Twitter? Oh, I love this. I never get this in the US. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh. Okay. And how many are on LinkedIn? Okay. And everybody's watched a video on YouTube. And how many people's companies or organizations use YouTube to grow business? A few. How many people's companies use LinkedIn to grow business or hire? All right. Great. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about this. A lot of companies believe that for social media to be effective, they want to put someone in charge of social media. And they immediately say, get an intern, get a young person in here to handle it because they understand the technology. Well, if you worked at a company and you had professionals working on the phone to do sales, you wouldn't ask the guy who walked in, who was the phone repairman, to get on the phone to make effective sales calls, right? Just because someone understands the technology does not mean they understand the business that they're representing. So perhaps a young person who understands the technology is a good fit if they understand the business, and that's great. Perhaps it's a really old person or a middle-aged person. The age has nothing to do with it. The ability of the business has something to do with it. These technologies, Facebook, Twitter, you guys use them. They're not that difficult. The technology itself is not that difficult. The thing that's difficult is the same thing that's always been difficult: talking to each other. Talking to each other, communicating, building relationships in a way that moves our organizations forward. That's the hard part. It's always been the hard part. It's always going to be the hard part. So you don't just need somebody who gets the technology. When you have a company or a person or some combination in charge of your social media, it needs to be people you would be proud to have representing your company in person or on camera or in front of someone. That's the people you put in charge of this. Now, they do need to understand the technology, but that's the easy part. When people use social media personally, like Facebook, most of you are on Facebook, right? So we go on Facebook. Why do we go on Facebook? Somebody tell me, why did you join Facebook? Share pictures, okay? Who did you want to connect with when you went on Facebook? Anyone? Family? Ex-girlfriend? Yes, I think that's true. I think people join Facebook because this is the #1 answer we get from CEOs. I was sick of not seeing pictures of my grandchildren, so I joined Facebook. That's the #1 answer we get about Facebook. But typically people join Facebook because they want to see their friends, their family, and yes, let's be honest, we want to know that we look better than our boyfriend or girlfriend from high school. Let's be honest, okay? So that's why we join Facebook, right? We get on Facebook to be with people who are like us. They live in the same place, they watch the same games, they went to the same school, they work at the same place. People like us. So when companies engage in Facebook or any social media, they put people who are really good at doing it personally in charge of doing it for the company. It's completely different. It is building relationships, but in the company, this is what happens. Let's say someone is in commercial real estate or residential real estate. They get on social media as an organization. They go onto LinkedIn and they start joining tons of groups in real estate, right? They join all the real estate groups. They use social media for a few months and they go, this has gotten me absolutely nothing. This was a waste of time. I have not sold or gotten one lead or listed one house. Well, why is that? They are treating social media like they treat it personally. They're putting like with like. They're realtors, they're real estate agents. They need to join groups full of their prospects, full of people who will buy houses. Of course, if that same realtor went to 6 networking events with other realtors, they would know they're not going to sell any properties, right? This is the same thing. So when you're using social media for business, it has to be opposites. You have to join groups of your prospects. You have to be where the people who want to buy your stuff, donate to your cause, volunteer their time to that. So a lot of times it's going to be the opposite of you, right? So that's why opposites attract.